Greetings, my esteemed English 101 colleagues. I'm so thrilled to be included in this English 101 mini-conference, and the title of my presentation is Responding to English 101 Students in Written Discussion. Things I've learned and may change if when I know better. I am Nuala Mary Lincke. I am in the English department at West Los Angeles College, and the date today is October 30th, 2020. Here is the order of my presentation. 1, the discussion topic, and 2, teacher aims in written discussion. Things I've learned so far and may change if when I know better. All right, the discussion topic. 1, make assignment directions concise and visually pleasing. Kinetic images, links to avoid a wall of text, and YouTube videos summarizing assignments. 2, require students to write at length in discussions, preferably essays with a variety of paragraphs in response to essay prompts. 3, do not make practice of English usage skills the purpose of the discussion. Writing and English usage skills should never be treated as discrete units or separate units except in quizzes. 3, use real student essays as writing models, such as essays former students have written within the last 3 years. And that's important because we don't want to have something dated from the Stone Age. We want something current that serves as inspiration to students, that this student learned and did it and you can too. My last item 4, include a how to do this example essay always in every written discussion assignment in the directions. Okay, and let me show you what I mean. I have an assignment here for learning how to write a college level essay. I am featuring a student essay, a former student, Javon Johnson essay. I have my YouTube video. I have a kinetic image, which I think is really cool. The hands typing on the typewriter, that seems appropriate. I have a click here icon with links to information that I hide away in these links, like tucking clothes into a dresser drawer and pushing it shut so that students aren't overwhelmed by a wall of text. And you can see that my assignment directions are neat and tidy because everything's tucked away. Now, here is my discussion 1 essay, example essay. From a former student. I always include a how to do this example so students can look at this visually and learn in a variety of ways. And I like to focus my assignments on how to improve a student's writing, and I like to make a former student's writing an example, and I also like to make sure that whatever the topic of the essay is, it's the topic that we're discussing in the classroom. So I'm always preoccupied in English 101 with causes and solutions to low student success rates in the U.S. public education system. So this essay is bang on topic. Okay, so I have Javon Johnson's drafts 1 and 2, and this is from fall of 2019, so it's not dated back from the Stone Age. So I have the first paragraph, which is the one big paragraph that students usually give us at the beginning of 101, or they give us that 5-paragraph essay, which isn't really a college-level essay. So I have that draft 1 to show students, and then I show a draft 2 that Javon wrote. And this is a variety of paragraphs here, and it's got a works cited. So what I have students doing for this assignment example is comparing draft 1 and draft 2. What did the writer do better in draft 1 and draft 2? Is there room for improvement in draft 2? And so students really respond well to this kind of discussion prompt because it encourages them. It shows them they can improve, and they see real writing, not some impeccable essay from a textbook that may intimidate them, and they may think, hey, I'm never going to write like that. Okay, now I'm going to go back to my order of presentation and teacher aims in written discussion, what I've learned so far. So 1. Establish a friendly but professional rapport with the student. Guide the student in his or her learning, but remember that you are not the student's boss or buddy. You want to help the student to achieve his or her potential as a writer, and you have the expertise to accomplish the same. So we don't want to come across as employer, employee, or I'm your best friend. And we know all that already. You know all that. But it's helpful to remember this. My problem is I have to remember I'm not your mother. I want to look after you. I want you to do really well. And I have to remember I'm not the student's mother. Okay, so that's just for me. But this is kind of obvious to us, what I've just gone over, but it's important to remember. Okay, so with teacher aims and written discussion, demonstrate that you are taking the student's essay very seriously. Provide an overall summary of the student's essay, what works and doesn't work in regard to supporting the thesis, and organizing support for the thesis. Quote from the student's essay in correct MLA 8 format, and that demonstrates respect for students, and you're also modeling how to quote. The student is thinking, wow, the teacher has quoted from my essay, the teacher has really read my essay, and the student feels respected. This is really important. The third item here, model how to correct major or recurrent problems in the student's essay. Don't try to correct every problem in a student's essay in a written discussion. If there's nitty-gritty you need to get down to and you want to point out a dangling modifier or something like that, do it in grades and do it privately. You're looking for significant issues in the essay for the student to address. I always make a lengthy essay a discussion topic, and I'm very cognizant of the fact that I don't want to demean or humiliate students. I'm always pointing out, hey, this is what you do well, and that comes in with quoting from the student's essay in correct MLA 8 format. I give a compliment, I give some sugar, and we all need sugar in the beginning, and then a little bit of guidance there that's not harsh or demeaning in any way, and that other students can read and learn from. Okay, now 3, what's really important to remember in written discussions is to engage the student in a written discussion. Ask questions that require answers about the student's essay and writing in general. Assign a task that requires the student to correct a problem in his or her essay. And something you may consider, which is what I do, if a student corrects a problem in the essay in a response to me, then I'm not going to ding the student's grade for that problem. And this really encourages students. They know that about how I grade. And so they go into the written discussion essay. It's a learning experience, and they're not terrified that I've done a bad job and I'll get a bad grade. You can always improve it. Okay, the third thing, require students to evaluate each other's work, and this is very important, and respond to evaluations of their work. Don't let students not respond to an evaluation of their work. They need to respond to your evaluation, and they need to respond to every student evaluation of their work. They are in a discussion. They need to discuss. Okay, so let me show you what I mean. And here I have Kilun Sun, a student from summer of 2020. This is his essay, and he has learned to write a multi-paragraph essay, and I have to just say, isn't that a gorgeous one-sentence transition paragraph? I was thrilled when I saw that. So here is his essay. A peer is evaluating his essay, and in my peer evaluations that I require students to do, I require them to answer 7 specific questions about the essay. I don't want a random evaluation. I want it very, very focused on the thesis and how the thesis is supported, how the essay is structured to support that thesis, and all the questions are about that. And students learn a lot from these evaluations. So Kilun is responding to Jessica. He has to demonstrate that, yes, I've read your evaluation, and here's what I think of your evaluation. And of course, they're asked to be very constructive, not to be negative. Netiquette is gone into. And here's my evaluation. I'm summarizing the essay first. I enjoyed reading your essay in which you support the thesis ably. It's always the thesis I'm looking at. Overall, your essay is quite good in terms of both content and structure, and I particularly appreciate your emphasis on the importance of a growth mindset in the learning process. And I have a block quote there. I'm quoting the student. And then I ask questions. Question 1. The student has an issue in the essay. I'm going to ask him a question that will help him to fix this issue. So I'm asking him to compare an original and revised paragraph in the essay. And if I correct a student's paragraph in an essay, the original and revised, then I always make sure that I use the student's words as much as possible. I'm not writing a new paragraph. I'm showing the student this is how you fix your paragraph. I have a question 2. I'm requiring the student to assign a grade to an essay, a model essay from another student in 2020. And so this is very useful. My kinetic image, the question popping up in the box when I ask students a question. And the student responds to me and assigns a grade to the student of an A. I challenge the student. I tell the student another student is assigning a grade of C. What do you think about that? And I have the student defend the evaluation of the essay that it is an A. And this kind of assignment really shows me that the student is growing, the student is learning when the student can evaluate another essay well. So that concludes my discussion. Responding to English 101 students in written discussion. Things I've learned and may change if when I know better. I am Nuala Lincke in the English department at West Los Angeles College. The date today is October 30th, 2020. Thank you for viewing this video.